What's up, everyone? This is Super Marcel. Uh, it's gonna be a little while. Um, I'm having it's a lot of the videos are taking gonna be quite a while until my editing's done. I am editing alone, so it's gonna be quite tricky. But hopefully, it'll be worth the wait when I finish editing the videos. And also, I haven't been paid yet, so in terms of making the next episode of Bendy and the Ink Machine, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer until I get repaid. But for now, while we wait, I'm gonna tell a little nice story and stuff, right? This is a nice little story of basically how I met each and every one of my individual friends, right? So, like people from the gaming craft team, and hell, why not? I'll even include some friends that aren't in the YouTube live while I'm at it. Why not? And stuff. So, I guess, we'll begin, right? So let's begin with, let's begin. All right. So, first friend. So it all started in 1999, where I was born in Canberra and stuff. And let's head off a little bit more further and stuff. But yeah, basically in Canberra and stuff. I lived in Canberra in Australia for a little bit of my life and stuff. I was born and raised there for a third of my life. There's like three stages in my life where I did live in different places: Canberra, Brisbane, and then Pot Kingscliff, right? And yeah, so basically, um, so I didn't have a whole lot of friends. Well, I probably did have quite a few friends in Canberra, but I just don't remember a lot of them. There are like two specific people that I absolutely do remember. Um, well, one of them's obvious, and I know you know which one I'm talking about. I'll give you a hint. He's blonde, and he's a specific little robot. But anyways, I'm going to talk about a friend who isn't in the YouTube live, and I don't see a lot every day, but I do remember him, right? Uh, so there's a friend. I think his name was Kai. No, no, no. Kai's different. He lives in Brisbane. Uh, what's his name? Like, it wasn't Zane, but I remember him, right? He used to live in Canberra. Basically, how I met him was I was I was like a really little kid and stuff, right? I was out for a walk and stuff with my nan and pop. Maybe with my mom and dad. I don't even remember the whole story because I was really young and stuff. I think what was going on was I was walking with Chili. Like it was one of the first times I got Chili, like my dog. He was a little puppy. Chili's still alive. Chili is a really old dog. I mean, he's old. He's chubby now, but he's still alive at least. But yeah, but basically, we were walking along and stuff, and me being the little kid and stuff, I saw someone was in the front yard, and I came knocking on the door, saying hello, and stuff, and she was I forgot her name, but back then I nicknamed her Big Mama and stuff, and she basically became our like neighboring friend, I guess. I mean, she lived a couple houses away. She wasn't exactly our neighbor, but she was she became a friend of ours, right? And whenever I came, she would give me cookies and stuff. And she had a son, that I used to play with and stuff, right? I can't remember her name, but yeah. Uh, and that's the end of that story. Sorry, I can't remember your name, but I do remember you and stuff. I hope to see you again sometime when I come back to Canberra, but you know, well. But anyways, so on to the next person, and this will be the first member of the Gaming Craft team. Ooh, so Joey. I met Joey. I mean, obviously, he's my cousin, so obviously I had to meet him somehow. So he was born and stuff, right? I was this little. Basically, for a little while, Joey was my bro. He was my arm to arm. Yes, knuckle, sweet. He was like he was like the I was like the Patrick of his SpongeBob, kind of, right? I wouldn't exactly say I'm a SpongeBob. I'm more like Patrick. 'Cause I'm not exactly the smartest person. Blah blah stuff. Uh and yeah, just we we just did stuff. We did little kid stuff. We just played games and stuff. And as the time go on and stuff, we obviously, if you've seen YouTube and stuff, you would have known that. Yeah, we still keep in contact. We're still mates and stuff. We sometimes occasionally make a video. We play video games with each other, and we and so yeah, and we make music together and stuff, right? We made a band called The Seasons and stuff, and we still keep in contact, and hopefully he's also an artist, so hopefully someday we get to make a little project and stuff, right? It's called Plasma, right? And yeah, so next, so unfortunately, sadly, there was a time eventually in 2000 and what was it, 12 right now. That would have been like 10 years ago. So in like 2007 I moved away. So when I was like 8 years old or whatever, I moved away from Canberra and I moved to Brisbane. I lived in Brisbane for a little while and stuff, right? Come on, eat this white chocolate. Rom. Some good stuff right here. Can't tell whether I like that or not. Alright. So, I was in like 2nd grade at primary school and stuff. I had to go to primary school, sadly. And so, I got to school and stuff, right? And during primary school, that's how I met most of my friends and stuff, right? I believe. So I moved to primary school and stuff, and I can't exactly remember every detail because, like I said, it was a very long time ago and stuff. It was all the way back at primary school. I was in year 2. I was a very little boy and stuff, but I believe I met Nicholas first. Nicholas and Lakin were mates, were friends. I met Nicholas and stuff, who is known in terms of GamingCraftTeam. He's Cartoon Nick, and I also met Lakin, who's also my member of the GamingCraftTeam, but he's like the silent member. But basically, to paint you a little picture, Lakin is like he's a black dude with dreadlocks who's in a wheelchair, basically. So yeah. So that's how I met Lakin. Hey. And yeah, so Nicholas and Lakin were my good mates. Another mate who was in my class as well. I can't remember whether or not Nicholas and Lakin were in my class. I don't think they were. But I was good friends with friends with a guy named Mitchell, and Mitchell was like a little guy and stuff. And we started off in a rough path. Mitchell was friends of a bully and stuff, so he would help beat me up and stuff. But as time goes by, it's weird. He came from being my bully to becoming my best friend. Like, he changed a lot. Like, a lot. He used to work with the bullies and stuff, but then as time came by, he used to like play imaginative Jurassic Park or whatever. He used to be my right hand man and stuff. Mitchell. Oh man, I miss Mitchell. I want to see Mitchell sometime. I was also friends with a guy named Cameron and Mitchell, not Mitchell Miles, Mitchell Rees. This time, Mitchell Rees wasn't the smartest of people and stuff. He's like one of those type of people who go like, but I shouldn't say stuff like that. But it's true. But it's mean. It really is. But that's exactly what his personality was like and stuff. He was one of those stereotypical type of people. But what can you do? Cameron was like a historical person stuff. Cameron like was really into history. He really liked that type of stuff. And Cameron was a good mate for a little while. And right, so one day, and the school came up to my parents and they were like, "Oh, we learned that your kid is having trouble with school or something like that." I don't know. Or was it they said came up to me? They would like, I don't know what happened, but there was like an offer. It's basically, there's a thing called the SEU and stuff, right? And the SEU is basically like a little thing in the primary school that I was in, where they basically got like kids who's having trouble with school and having like disabilities and stuff. Like I had like hearing disabilities and stuff. And basically, it's like it brings them together into this one classroom, and we do it helps us with the classrooms that we're working with, while at the same time occasionally doing something fun. Like in Friday, we would do like dancing stuff, and yada yada, and art, play games, whatever, and stuff. Yeah, the SEU was. Oh yeah, occasionally every Wednesday or whatever we did cooking. Yeah, the SEU was a good time and stuff, right? And I learned that both Nicholas and Lakin were in the SEU, and I was like, oh hell yeah, sure, I'll take it and stuff, right? Because Lakin's in the SEU because obviously, well, he's in a wheelchair. Why else would he be there, right? And Nicholas, I don't remember why Nicholas was there, but I do know Nicholas was a part of the SEU and stuff. And so I got onto the SEU and stuff, and I was like the one guy that was like doing stuff. I was doing my own thing and stuff. One day, Nicholas and Lakin wasn't there, so I was just at a table, drawing and stuff. And that day became the day that I met one of the most memorable and most easily brother in arm friend. The day that Nicholas and Lakin wasn't at the SEU and I was at the table just drawing, minding my own business, was the day I met both Kyle and Jack. Both of those guys. You know, Kyle and Jack is a year above me and stuff, right? And if I didn't go to the SU, I probably would have never met them. But yeah, I met Kyle and Jack, and yeah, Kyle was a lot different than he was once before upon a time and stuff, right? And Jack was always the same. except except the thing with Jack, every year as time goes by and on and on and on, Jack became more and more and more romantic to women, not to men, but to women, right? When I first met Jack, Jack wasn't exactly the most romantic type of dude. He was just a cool guy to be with and stuff, right? And yeah, that's how I met Jack and Kyle. And I I remember like Jack and Kyle like walking into the room, seeing me, and they were both like, "Who's he?" and stuff, right? Because Jack and Kyle were like the two the big faces or whatever. Like they were the stars. Like everyone loved Jack and Kyle and stuff. Like when you know that feeling when you go to school and stuff, right? And it's just a challenge of who can be the most popular. When it came to the SU, Jack and Kyle were the most popular of the SU and stuff. And they walked in and stuff, and they were like, "Who's this guy?" Stuff. So yeah, the SEU introduced me to everyone else. It was pretty awkward and stuff, right? There was a whole bunch of other younger kids there and stuff. They I was and they Jack and Kyle was in the back. Lakin and Nicholas was also there and stuff. And they were like, oh yeah, and Cameron, Lakin, Nicholas, and Cameron was there as well and stuff. And because they already knew me and they were already mates with me, they were already like, "Yeah, you're doing good," and stuff. So they were So the SEU was introducing me, and Jack and Kyle was all the way at the back, like as if I was in some kind of interview. I was just introducing myself, just, "Hello, I am Marcel. I want." Oh wait, no, it's not. We gotta do the squeaky voice because I was young.
Hello, my name is Marcel.
Whatever. So yeah, I mean, Kyle, I don't exactly remember what happened, but I'm pretty sure Kyle was like he slowly got to get used to me and stuff. While Jack always was like a open arm, warm food type of guy and stuff. It was like, hey, this guy's pretty cool. Let's hang around with this guy for a little while and stuff. He's pretty cool and stuff, and yeah, and that was how the original game was, and for a little while when playing on my computer and stuff, I played on Minecraft and I for a little while and stuff, right? And every now and then I'll go to Jack's house to visit him, uh, and then he introduced me to Minecraft. I'm pretty sure and stuff, right? And so I came home one day and decided to get Minecraft. And when we got to school and stuff, Kyle like gave me like a little, I guess you could say, invitation to go into server and stuff. And what I didn't know was that apparently Jack and Kyle uh, had Skype and stuff, right? And they so they so yeah they would have Skype and stuff. They would talk around while I'm on Minecraft doing my own random stuff, building my houses and stuff. And then one day, when going to Jack's house for another sleepover, hangout type of place, Jack realized I saw Jack was playing Warcraft 3 and stuff, right? I was like, oh, you have that game. I was like, oh, hell yeah. And that was also I don't think it was the exact day, but Jack introduced me to a lot of things actually. Like he sort of introduced me to the Yogscast, but I always knew the Yogscast before Jack and stuff, right? But Jack introduced me to Warcraft and stuff, and I knew I had that game. It's like, oh, that game, I have that game. It's like, oh, you do? Kyle has that game as well and stuff. And so we played it, and when we played Warcraft together, I think that was pretty much the time we practically started the GamingCraft team and stuff. That's when the GamingCraft team started and stuff, right? It was just me. It was me, Jack, and Kyle and stuff. So we came from just being like the underdog, and Jack knows my existence, to slowly him being my brother and stuff. Ah, man. So eventually, primaries, Jack and Kyle had to leave, sadly and stuff, and because they were a year older than us. So by the time they finished year 7, we would have gotten me, Lakin, and Nick would have moved to year 7 as well, right? And by the time we got to year 7, or was it by year 6? I don't know. But at some point, I do know that we met another guy named Zane. I don't remember what happened, but I'm pretty sure just one day I found Lakin. Zane was mainly Lakin's good mate, and I knew Zane really liked Smosh and stuff, right? It's just, yeah, so I made friends with Zane and stuff, right? And yeah, occasionally every now and then we would like when school ends, we would hang around in the back playing Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever and stuff. Maybe we would have a bionic pool or something, I don't know. But yeah, me and Zane were good mates and stuff because Jack and Kyle wasn't around. So it was just me, Nick, Zane, and Lakin, and Cameron. Mitchell was gone at that point. I don't remember when. Or was he always with us? I don't know. But yeah. And then we moved to high school and stuff. Sadly, Cameron, Lakin, and Zane, and Mitchell, all 4 of them were gone. We just, goodbye, see ya, and stuff. At some point I met Michaela in primary school, but I don't remember what happened then. I think she was originally just a girl who just was there and stuff. And then as time goes by, we just became more and more and more friends and stuff, right? But yeah, anyways. So we moved into high school and stuff. And that's when we met the other half of the Gaming Craft team and stuff, when we moved to high school. Um, I think I met Dakota first. I think what happened was I got into a classroom with Dakota and stuff, and we got introduced with him. We said, "Hey," like, or was he a part of the SEU? I think he was a part of the SEU. Like, this high school also had their own SEU and stuff, except this time I wasn't a part of it. I mean, I was a small part of it, as in like one class, and that's like that. The one class is when, like I said before, the disabilities of people with trouble have in school and stuff got together in one class, and we just talked. We just didn't do much and stuff. And the teacher was really cool. I remember the teacher being really awesome. And I can't exactly remember how I met Dakota, but I do know I met Dakota at high school, like on the first year and stuff. But yeah, but it was also awesome to see that Jack and Kyle was also at the high school, so we got to reunite with Jack and Kyle. So yay! So we got to spend more time with them. We had some more funny moments and stuff. Yay! And stuff. And then one day, I met Lockie, and Lockie's the day I met Lockie was also a very, very, very sad story. Right now, what I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say is kind of sad, right? It's pretty sad and stuff, but don't get too sad, right? It's gonna be it's okay and stuff, but right. But the day I met Lockie, Lockie didn't exactly had the most greatest introduction. Why do I say that? Because I met Lockie because the girlfriend that I was with, I'm not gonna say her name, right? But my girlfriend back then, was cheating on with Lockie and stuff. And so yeah, that was a pretty sad day. That's how I first met Lockie. Yeah, great start. Stealing my lover. But really, we had more classes of one of those talking therapy type of lessons and stuff, and became good mates and stuff, right? And yeah, and yeah, I mean there probably would have been a couple of other friends in high school, but I don't remember. But yeah, I was in like high school for a year and a half, and then I had to sadly move. So yeah, sad times. I had to say goodbye to all my mates and stuff. Thankfully, still had Skype, so I could still talk to them. But however, sadly, some of them didn't. Some of them either I have not met ever since primary school and have no idea where they are, such as Mitchell, Lakin. No, not Lakin. I still keep contact with Lakin. Mitchell, Cameron, and other Mitchell. There was also a guy who named Alex that I knew who was a footballer. But yeah, so one day, I had to move, and yeah, so I had to make new friends and stuff, right? Because all the friends that I have made with is all the way back in Brisbane. Because now I'm in Kingscliff, right? I'm living in Kingscliff now. So I got into Kingscliff, and the first guy I ever met, his name was Ryan. Ryan was the first guy I ever met who became my friend in this new high school that I'm still in. I'm almost finished. I'm in year 12. But yeah, Ryan introduced me to the school and stuff, right? He showed me the routes and stuff, the layout of the school, where everything is and stuff, right? So Ryan was the first dude I met, and he was my mate, right? Uh, and then right. So that was day one of the new high school. Day two and stuff, right? Uh, I had no idea where Ryan was and stuff. Ryan was gone, so I was still on my own. Still only had like one friend and stuff. So I was just sitting in a area one day on lunchtime with no friends except for one guy. All my other friends were on the other cross side of Australia. And then this girl came walking past me, and then she stopped, noticed that I was lonely, and then she offered me to come sit with her and her friends, which were sitting in the art area. This girl was Taylor, right? A girl named Taylor uh, took the time to stop and offered me to sit with them and stuff. And she's a good lad. She's a very nice lady. And yeah, I sat with a couple friends and stuff, and then I couldn't like a few of them. Like I think of Lawrence. There was a guy named Lawrence who I thought was pretty cool. I wanted to spend more time with him. Sadly, left school one day and stuff because I'm pretty sure like I arrived at school year yeah year 9 ish whatever. But yeah, so like when year 10 ended, Lawrence like left and stuff. Well, Saturday. So then day 3 came, Wednesday stuff, right? Wednesday's sport day, and I had no sport, so I decided to choose swimming, right? And swimming, when I chose the sport for swimming, I met 2 other friends and stuff, right? Now, because I didn't know which sport to choose, I just chose swimming, and I didn't know that was gonna be that exact day, so I didn't get to swim because I didn't have swimmers with me and stuff, and it was my first day and whatever, right? Um, I met a guy named Tom. Tom, Tom was the one who was gonna lead me to the swimming pool that we were gonna swim in, and yeah, me and Tom became good friends. And the other guy I met, his name was Gian, and Gian I remember Gian being a very, very funny dude when I met him first and stuff, right? I met Gian and we were walking. We got to the swimming pool and Gian didn't swim as either. So he sat in the seats with me and stuff, right? And he kept on making like movie impressions and stuff, right? And I think Gian also noticed that I had a couple Gian like noticed that I had like a little thing ready because at the time I wanted to make like a little Godzilla movie, right? With my Godzilla toy up there, maybe make hopefully make some building models and stuff. That never came a thing, right? But Gian helped me um get a couple people for the roles and stuff, and he helped me make film the first few minutes of the movie, and then that's it. It was such a shame and stuff. He gave me his phone number as well. I never got to call him back. Gian, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I need to bring your phone back. Stupid fly? Right. But yeah, so that happened. And then I, and then yeah, that came on with there. Everyone else who I'm friends with, I honestly don't remember how I first met you. And just one day I just met you and I guess we became good buds. I'm trying to remember. Like there was a girl, her name's Nari. I met Nari in on the first few days of my art class and stuff, right? And Inari, originally Inari was just she was just a girl that sat across from the other side of the room and stuff. Did not acknowledge my existence in any way. I was just there, just doing art and stuff, right? But then one day when I got forward, the next year, right? I guess I was more active, right? Because the first few days of art, it was just me, right? It was me and a couple other random people and stuff. But the next year after that, it was I had like a bunch of my friends, Gian, Tom, Taylor, and stuff. And so I guess I was more active because I actually had friends to talk to in art class and stuff. And I was more whatever and stuff. And so that made Anari uh, talk to me more often, and I guess be more silly and stuff. And yeah, and so yeah, she also left school, high school, after year 10, which is a shame. But yeah, Nari uh, was was very nice to hang around and stuff with us. So yeah, like I mean, there's a more longer story about me and Anari, but I'm gonna keep that out. But yeah, so that's how I met everyone, right? Everyone else, if anyone else is watching this who's also my mate, and you saw that you didn't get introduced and shown how I met you, either A, I guess you're not my friend enough to be fully acknowledged, or B, I just honestly don't remember how I first met you. Like Dakota, for example. Dakota, I don't remember how I met you. Just one day I just became your friend, I guess. How did I meet you? Stuff. But yeah, I'm assuming I met you in a classroom. I think. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. So that's my story. About how I met my friends. And yeah, everyone else is gonna have to, yeah. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this little story of how I met all my friends and stuff, how GamingCraftTeam formed and whatever. And yeah, if you liked this video, then you liked it. Whoop-de-doo. So yeah, I'll see you next time. See ya.